Right, okay. Yesterday we discussed about the paper structure and some questions in question A and B. Today I allocated to discuss about the last question, the mini case study. Mini case study, right? First, I will start from my case study in the paper. What is the paper I have shared? And we'll discuss some other few case studies. This is very important why you can get how many marks? 20 marks. Right. I think you all have read this. I think you have this paper, no? Fast Fund is a private limited company providing microfinancing facilities. Their primary objective is to provide microfinance loans for the immediate cash needs of small and medium entrepreneurs. During the COVID-19 pandemic period, the inflation rate is been rising as the government printed money to provide various forms of unliteral transfers to the people. Economic experts are of the view that the inflation rate increases because the money supply increases. Recognizing that the crisis will be resolved gradually, this financial company is planning to expand its company. They are considering making this decision against the backdrop of slight reduction in credit availability of their customers due to the economic crisis. Fast Fund is a private limited company. That means this is very small company. This is private limited company. Normally financial companies, especially commercial banks, those supposed to be PLC companies, public limited companies, but financial companies, there is no such regulation, right? Even private limited companies can start small scale financial companies. Now this Fast Fund is the type of company they are providing microfinance. Microfinance means they are providing petty loans, right? That means, as an example, if one want to start a business, right? Then to buy small machineries, right? To buy a sewing machine, right? To buy a small mill worth of 500,000 to 1 million. Those are small petty loans. Those are microfinancing, right? Now, this company is private limited company, but you have to highlight some areas, right? You have to highlight some areas in this case study, right? This is limited liability company. Let me highlight this, right? Same way, you have to thoroughly study the case study. Go through the case study thoroughly, right? Then only you can ask them. Some questions are directly related with the case study. Some are not, right? Some questions, answers that's to be fully comply with, fully aligned with the case study. But some are not. Wait till I fix my board. Right. Then I will highlight important things. This is private limited company, right? And it is main product is microfinancing. right? They are providing to small and medium scale entrepreneurs. Then the clientele is small and medium scale entrepreneurs. During the COVID-19 pandemic, this is a threat in outside macro environment. Government printed money. Economic experts are the view of the inflation rate increases because of the money supply. Right? You know, in economics, you have learned demand pull inflation. That is due to money supply, increase of money supply. Recognizing that crisis, the resolve gradually. The crisis will be gradually resolved in finance companies planning to expand its company. Next step. They are considering making decision against the backdrop of slight reduction in credit availability of the customers due to the economic crisis. Right. Right. Step 2, advantages and disadvantages of private limited companies. Now, this is not related with the context, right? This is not related with the given context. Then you have to just list down, state 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages of private limited companies. Up to now, we have discussed many organization types, and we have explained what are the advantages and disadvantages. What are the advantages and disadvantages of sole proprietor, partnerships, private limited companies, public limited companies, right? But there are many we have discussed. Then you have to learn all those. Then not only private limited companies, sometimes this time it will ask what are the advantages and disadvantages of partnership business, right? Then you have to ready for all. Here, this is asking what are the advantages and disadvantages of limited liability company, right? Who can tell me? Now wake up. Wake up, people. Yes. Voluntarily, you can tell me. If not, so I'm going to nominate one. No problem. If I nominated, no one going to answer. Generally, tell me one advantage of limited liability company. One advantage. Fatima, can you? Devmi? අයියෝ මේ ළමයි එක්ක හරි අමාරුයි මේ වැඩේ කරන්න.
Limited liability.
Yeah. What are the one advantage of limited liability company? Only one. You are saying the limitation of liability. Is that?
Yes, sir.
That is one advantage. Devindi. I don't know, Devindi or Devindi. Sandamini, Devindi.
Tax advantages.
Tax advantages. Right. Don't write that type of short answers, right? Now, advantages. Yes, liability is limited. That is okay, right? Liability is limited. That is one advantage, right? Other advantage is higher legal recognition compared with sole proprietor and partnership businesses, right? Partnership businesses, higher legal recognition, right? And higher legal recognition, liability of limitation of liability. Even one person can start the business. Even one person can start the business. Those are advantages. What are disadvantages? But there's a legal complex. There's a legal recognition, but the legal complexity is there. There are many compliances them to comply with, right? That is one. Higher legal complexity. And they don't have opportunity to raise capital from general public. But PLC companies can sell their shares and raise an extra capital. But limited liability companies can't, right? Then you are getting 4 marks on it. Explain 3 ways in the fast fund can raise capital for its expansion. Explain 3 ways. 3 ways. What you can say? Mainly, they can go public, right? They can go public and they can sell their shares and they can raise capital. That is one way, right? Then they can sell their shares in stock exchange. Then that is one way to raise capital. Other one is loans, right? Loans. They can get loans, right? They can apply for loans from other banks. Then they can get the loan and they can do that, right? One opportunity is selling shares. Second opportunity is, yes, second opportunity is applying loans from other rich financial companies like commercial banks, right? Another one is selling some properties. They can sell some properties which they are not gaining proper income. That is one, right? Other thing is they can earn money by investing savings, right? Savings mean then microfinance company, they are not only providing loans, they are accepting savings too, right? Then they have that opportunity. They can earn money through that, right? They can invest their savings and they can earn extra money. Other thing is they can boost their sales. There are many ways to do that. Then you can explain this. Explain 3 instruments that country's central bank can use to control rise in inflation. This I explained yesterday. Explain 3 instruments that country's central bank can use to control the rising of inflation. Normally, central bank can control that by limiting the money supply, right? Limiting the money supply. To limit the money supply, central bank is using many instruments like statutory reserve rate. Statutory reserve rate mean definitely commercial banks should deposit certain portion of money, certain percentage of deposit, certain percentage of from their deposits in the central bank. Central bank can increase and decrease that percentage. They can say 5% to be deposit, 10%. If the statutory reserve rate is 10%, if I am going to deposit 10,000 rupees, bank can't lend entire 10,000. Then 1,000 rupees they have to send to central bank, right? Then they can create money from 9,000 only. If central bank want to reduce this power, then what central bank can do is central bank can increase the statutory reserve rate, as an example, up to 25%. Then this bank is lending only 7,500, like that. That is one statutory reserve rate. Other one is open market activities. Open market activities mean the central bank is selling and buying government securities in primary market, right? If central bank is selling, liquidity of commercial banks goes down. Why? They have to pay, they have to make payments to buy treasury bills or treasury bonds. Then their liquidity goes down. If central bank want to increase, then central bank is going to buy these treasury bills from commercial banks, right? That is one. Another is policy rates. Policy rates. Policy rates mean stand-in deposit facility rate and stand-in lending facility rate, right? Lending facility rate mean that commercial bank is paying interest to commercial banks once commercial bank deposit their money surplus in the central bank. Central bank is charging interest when commercial banks are obtaining loan from central bank to solve the liquidity problems, right? If this interest rate is increased, deposit rate increased, then commercial banks motivated to deposit their money and they voluntarily decrease their liquidity. Right? They have a higher benefit by maintaining deposits in central bank. Right? Lending, if they increases the interest rate, commercial banks not going to borrow money from central bank. Why? Interest rate is very high. If that goes down, the interest rate, then commercial banks can buy money, borrow money. Another thing, in other way, if interest rate is very low, commercial banks are demotivated to deposit in central bank. Their money surpluses, they are going to maintain their liquidity in higher rate, right? Out of this, you can write anything. An advisor has pointed out that investing in preferred stocks is preferable to invest in common stocks in the stock market. If one expect to earn, if one expect to earn high returns, give your opinion on this. An advisor has pointed out that investing in preferred stocks is preferable than investing in common stocks. What is the preferred stock? Preferred stocks mean now we have normal common stocks and preferred stocks. Preferred stocks mean there is a higher benefit in these stocks, but they can't acquire, they don't have claim the ownership of the company, right? Preferred stocks. There are two types of stocks. Some are preferred stocks, some are common stocks. If you are buying common stocks, if you are buying certain percentage of common stocks of the entire stock volume, then you can be director. That means you can gain certain percent of ownership of the company, right? Preferred stock mean this is just investment. You can buy preferred stocks, but you can't gain the ownership, but you are getting higher profit, right? Then what we can advise, yes, this company want increase their profit volume. They are not intend to acquire another company, right? If in that case, they're supposed to invest in preferred stocks. If this company, if this person is going to buy, if this fast fund want to acquire a particular company, right? As an example, fast fund is going to buy stocks from the stock market. They are of an insurance company, right? Their goal is capture the ownership of the insurance company. Then they are not supposed to go for preferred stocks. They should go common stocks. If fast fund want to earn higher profit by investing in commercial stock market, then they can go for preferred stocks. Why? Investing in preferred stocks that is profitable than investing in common stocks. Right? That is the difference between these two. Then we can give that advice. That is based on their goal. If they want acquire this particular company, then they have to buy common stocks. If they want increase their profit without gaining the ownership, then they can go for preferred stocks. Got it? You know what is the difference between preferred stock and common stocks? Tell me. Or just send a message. Could you understand the difference between preferred stock and common stocks? If you can't speak, then just type a message. Oh, very lazy set of students. Huh? Very lazy students. They are not even moving their hands. Maybe you are sleeping. Really. If Fast Fund is going to incorporate as a public limited company, state one advantage and one disadvantage being public limited company. Got a message. If Fast Fund is going to incorporate as a public limited company, state one advantage and one disadvantage being public limited company. 2 marks for each. That means you should know what are the advantages and disadvantages of public limited companies. That means PLC companies. Sitika, you just tell me one advantage of public limited company. Sitika or Sitika? Don't know. Once you open your mouth, then I can say Sitika or Sitika. Isuri, give me one advantage. Amandi, Devumini. Useless. Right? If go, what is the advantage? They can raise additional. What a message. Limited liability. Liability. Limited liability. That is one. Another very important thing is they can raise capital from general public, right? Raise capital from general public, ability to get listed inside the market. Yeah, that is the go public, right? Then what is the advantage by listed in the company? That is not a good answer to get marks. එම උත්තරයක් ලිව්වට හරියට ලකුණු හම්බ වෙන්නේ නැහැ දරු. මාකට් එකේ ලිස්ට් කරන්න බෑ. ඒකම තමයි මේ කියලා තියෙන්නේ. go public කියලා. හරි. එහෙම වුණාම වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද කියන එකයි වැඩි. Right? What is the advantage when listing in the stock market? Right? They can raise capital and a higher legal recognition. Those. And another thing is legal complexities are very high. Right? What are the legal complexities in there? By comparing even private limited company, they have to publish their accounts. They have to maintain the transparency. Right? And there is a threat of losing the ownership of company. But public limited company ownership එක නැති වෙලා යනවා. අයිතිකාරය. අනිත් අය shares අරගෙන if that increases 50%, definitely owner is someone else. As an example, the best example is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs lose the ownership of Apple company for a certain period. Even though Steve Jobs is the co-founder, right? That threat is there. Identify one strength and one weakness of fast fund. What is the strength? You have to find this from the case study. Fast Fund is the private limited company providing microfinancing facilities to provide microfinance loans at small and medium during COVID-19 pandemic. The inflation rate seems to raise in the government printed money. Right. One advantage we can say that is one strength we can say that is private limited company, that is incorporated company. Right? That is incorporated company. And one strength and one weakness. What are the weaknesses? Provide microfinance loans of the immediate. Then what you can say is what are the strength and weakness of limited liability company, right? Then liability is limited. Limited liability is one strength, right? And weakness is their incorporation type, that is they can't raise extra capital. Extra capital ගන්න බෑ. ඇයි limited liability company එකක් තියෙනවා. Private limited company එකක්. හරි. මේ case එකෙන්මයි හොයලා ලියන්න. That type of things. Identify one strength and one weakness of fast one. Right. Now I want show you another case study. Let me download one. Right. You can download your copy and just read this. This is very small, petty, right? That is not complex like previous one. There is only one paragraph. I think you are reading. Twenty 2023 January. 2023 January. Tarindu graduated from Thailand State University recently. As an undergraduate, he, he visited several areas in Thailand and came across to see how the waterways are used in Thailand in transporting coconut, as and they are of coconut state. Tarindu wonders whether Sri Lanka can develop waterways for the transporting of coconut from estate to coconut mills and other factories, which use coconut as a raw material. Now, Tarindu is planning to start the new business focusing to export market as entrepreneur. Identify 3 qualities of good waterways transport system. right? As a transportation, now you have learned what are the qualities of good transport system, no? Right? Then we can understand what are the qualities, right? Safety, speed, cost, capacity, right? Then you have list. State three services that licensed commercial bank in Sri Lanka provides for an exporter. Explain three services. Yesterday also I explained some. They can issue bank drafts, right? Bank drafts. What else? LCs, letter of credits, issuing letter of credits, right? And standing orders, right? These are services very important for exporters. Explain the relationship between entrepreneurship and the business. Explain the relationship between entrepreneurship and business. What is it? Entrepreneurship, what is it? The all process of innovation and managing the risk, but business is the entity, right? Business is the entity, right? Business we can define as the production and distribution of all these activities, right? And entrepreneurship creates business through innovations and creativity, right? They are starting the business. They are in the risk, right? Then, in one hand, we can say entrepreneurship, that is a particular person, but business is started by the entrepreneur. That is the relationship, right? But there is no entrepreneurship without yes, entrepreneurs creates a business. They are the people starting the business, right? They are starting business, but they are not. They are running the business. That is the relationship between entrepreneurship and business. That is question number 5. No? This is the case study. I have explained question number 5. Never mind. That's why I said this is very petty thing. Then you can read this. Seasoft is a soft drinks manufacturer located in a 13-acre land at Weerakoon, bounded by Weerakoon Oya. They buy fruits from different regions of the country, including Monaragala, Gampaha, Anuradhapura, and Vellawaya. Seasoft is having good relationship with small-scale farmers in above areas. Seasoft has developed a computer application to indicate the requirement of different fruits at particular week. The small-scale farmers who are registered with Seasoft can access this system through their mobile phones. They updated the system regarding their availability of fruits. Orders are placed automatically by the system and fruits are transported to Weerakoon plant from respective farmers. During the year, they had to face a lot of problems due to, these are very important, right? Face a lot of problems due to rumors spread of village regarding dumping of wastewater by the manufacturing plant without treatment. Villagers suspected that their water resources, including their domestic wells, are at threat due to this wastewater. Once a group of villagers organized protest in front of the main entrance of Seasoft, accusing them of environment pollution. This protest was settled with interference of the police in the area. During that week, a national newspaper published an article on this incident. Further, the newspaper also pointed out use of artificial food colors and favors by Seasoft in some of their products. Later, the board of directors of Seasoft informed a press conference the initiatives they have taken getting relevant environmental certificates, SLS and ISO certificates, and the establishment of wastewater treatment plant. Further, they invited the representatives of the villagers to visit the factory and witness their initiatives and rely on facts rather than rumors. Right? ඔන්න වැඩේ. Strike එකකුත් කළා තියෙනවා. Identify 3 factors which should be considered by Seasoft in conducting their business ethically. This is related with ethics. Factors to be considered when conducting business ethically. What? Here, they have the villagers think the Seasoft, they are not thinking about the environment and they are releasing wastewater into the natural water resources, get polluted. Right? Now, factors to be considered when conducting business is nature of the business. Now here, what is their nature? They are getting food from society, fruits, and they are operating close to a river. Definitely they have to consider about environmental factors. Right? They are not supposed to pollute the environment. First is the nature of the business. Right? And then the customer care, competitors and their intentions. They have to think about the social responsibilities, culture, organizational culture, right? There are many things too. If you want write few, I will tell you can write, right? Factors to be considered when conducting business ethically. Nature of the business, customer care, social responsibility, social responsibility, organizational culture, right? Explain 3 advantages of using technology to the business of Seasoft. When they are using technology, what is happening? What are the advantages? Explain 3 advantages. They can improve the efficiency, right? Efficiency. And they can increase productivity. Improve efficiency, increase productivity, reduce the cost of production, ability to perform online transactions. State 4 actions that can be taken cease off to prevent environmental pollution. State 4 actions, right? Use state 4 actions. We'll see what you're writing. Right. How they can prevent the environmental pollution. Recycling. You can you remember 3R concept? Maybe 3R, 4R. Recycling, reduce, reuse, refurbish, right? Then they can go for that particular concept, right? First, you can say recycling process, implementing recycling process, recycling plant, water treatment plant, especially, right? Then the waste management and reducing use of harmful stuff like packing, polythenes like that. They can reduce using those, right? And comply with green green policy. Green policy means environmental friendly policy. Use eco-friendly packaging system, obtain necessary instructions from regulatory bodies, right? Identify 3 economic resources that CSoft is currently having according to the above case. This is really you have to identify from the case. What are resources? Identify 3 economic resources. What are those? Land. 13-acre land at Weerakoon. And they have a computer application, right? Manufacturing plant, the factory, right? If you want, you can write laborers, entrepreneurs, right? Last question, explain why society is considered as an important stakeholder of CSoft. Why? First thing is they are gathering their material, raw materials from the society. Then society is very important thing, important stakeholder for them, right? And they have to consider about the society in their. Yes, customers also we can consider as resources, right? Organization has relationship with is not directly to a business relationship, but anyhow there's a relationship with the society. Normally, any business is operates in the society. Then definitely they have a relationship with the society, right? Then you have to write that for 5 marks, right? Right. We'll go for another case. We have discussed two. 23 January exam. We'll go to 23 July exam. No, we'll go for previous one. 22 January. This is exam is 22 July. 22 July exam. Can you read and understand alone? Richie Cookies is a popular biscuit brand in Sri Lanka. Richard Mudalige started this cookies production 1970s as a family business. Renuka Mudalige, the spouse of Richie Mudalige, is the owner of the cookie recipes as she was baking cookies for their family and other friends as her hobby. Their friends encouraged them to start this business mainly due to the great taste of cookies of Renuka Mudali. With that encouragement, they started the cookie business focusing grand hotels at the time. There are positive comments received from the biscuit brand from customers. During the past decades, the business evolved as a popular biscuit brand in Sri Lanka. However, this evolution was uh, filled with ups and downs when facing the changes in business environment. Emergence of the open economy issues with civil war, political instability, and challenges government policies impact to the global economy, changes attitudes and preferences of general public, etc. towards the biscuit consumptions are some of the external issues faced them the business. Most of the material used for these products are improved imported items, and there is a shortage of market due to dollar crisis. On the other hand, Richard Mudalige and Renuka Mudalige are not having their own child to look after them and their business. They manage the business with limited number of employees who are very competent. At present, Richard Mudalige and Renuka Mudalige, who are in their 80s and looking for a buyer to sell the business as they do not have and they are an owner over their business. Sorry. Right. You are required to explain the internal and external business environment of Richard Cookies. Internal environment, what includes? Organization culture, vision statement, management, human resource employees, right? Machineries. External environment, the task environment that include customers, right? Customers, suppliers, and macro environment that includes political, legal, economic, all pestle facts, right? That is common for all. Absence for assess the business environment of Richard Cookies to considered by potential buyer using SWOT analysis. You have to perform SWOT analysis. And you have to write a conclusion. 6 marks allocated for that. Right. Identify what are the weaknesses, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. SWOT stand for that. Then identify strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Right. You can identify one fact per each. Right. One is not enough. Right. You have to write at least 2 since 6 marks allocated. Right. Each to be right strength. Right. It's like this. You write Each one to be write one strength and you all can share. You can send it to me. I will share with others. Then you have many. එක එක ගානේ හොයාගත්තම දැන් මෙතන ඉන්න ළමයි ගාන බලපුවම මෙතන 15ක් විතර ඉන්නවා. ඒතකොට ඒ කියන්නේ duplicate වෙලා තිබ්බත් අඩු ගානේ 7ක් 8ක් හරි තියෙනවා. There's around 7 8 facts for each, right? I will also include it. Right. To write that, I will give you 3 minutes. Don't say great ability. Just say the recipe. God has given. Right. Right. What are the strengths? Strengths are non-brand, right? And positive customer feedbacks. And they are on recipe, right? Unique recipes. Weakness depend on the foreign market for raw materials, right? No diversifications. No one to take care of the business after them. Opportunities, diversity, diversification of product portfolio, that is opportunity, right? And international market, export market, threats, political instability, right? Problem of getting raw materials, government changes, right? Those are strength and opportunities. You all can share your own strength and strengths and opportunities, right? State three determinants of distribution channel which can be considered by Ricky cookies. When they are produced, when we are selecting particular distribution channel, definitely we have to think about nature of the product. Now here, this type of food, we can't say that lengthy supply chain is not suitable, right? Anyway, factors, nature of product we have to consider, right? And intermediaries we have to consider how many peoples, how many parties involved in doing their businesses or they are in intermediary between customer and the manufacturer, right? Distances, competition, those to be considered. State three challenges faced by Sri Lankan SMEs. That is not directly related to the case. What are those? Lack of economies of scale, increased market competition, higher startup cost, lack of skill, market barriers. State two ways how the Ricky cookies can support to achieve environmental sustainability අනේ ඔක මම කලින් කේස් එකෙත් කිව්වනේ refuse reduce reuse recycle replace rethinking ඔය ආර්ටිකල්ම ලියන්න පුළුවන් you can write those R's right they can refuse right if there's a solid waste right they can reduce solid waste and production planning to the production planning they can reduce right they can reuse some items right they can recycle some waste recyclable waste they can recycle right there are many ways right okay now what you have to do is you have to right okay now I think you studied more I have discussed mainly two not two actually three case studies now you can try right read all case studies given in all past papers and try to write right answers try to answer then I think you will get that is good thing right then if you are writing 5 6 case studies then definitely you can understand any type of case right that is the main way right you can ready for your examination right okay then I think you are ready for your examination you have time still right complete all past papers not only in Ben in economics yesterday I asked you to send me a message to connect with another resource but no one did it I think you don't want that right if so then I can send you some resources like some videos economics and Ben business environment and economics some full videos I can share but if you don't want that I'm not going to use that right then anyway wish you all the best for your examination right and go through your videos go through your study text go through your past papers then this is not a big challenge for you right wish you all the best for your examination then we will stop for today then hopefully I'm expecting you all to meet in level 2 right all to be meet in level 2 that's my wish